Okay, did you know as smartphone users in America that we check our phones on average 46 times per day, which to me is a lot. And actually for teenagers and early 20s, it can be quite a bit more. And for older 40s, 50s and up, it can be a little bit less. But that averages out to 90 minutes per day. And that really just is depending upon, I guess, how you spend your time on your phone. It could go way beyond that or way below. And this makes it 23 days a year, so about a month almost, which averages out to 3.9 years of our lives. And when I saw these statistics and heard this number, I just was mind blown kind of, because I was thinking how crazy it is, how much time we kind of waste almost on our phone. I mean, we can be doing good, like connecting with others, but usually it's on social media or texting or things like that. And so I guess what I want to talk about today is kind of what I want to call an imaginary image. And to me, this image is something that we kind of create over social media and over texting. It's kind of a way that we try to maybe portray someone that we're not, or be someone that we're not. And this is kind of a problem in our world today, and especially in our generation and society. And so I want to start off by sharing a quote, and then sharing an experience to follow up with this quote that kind of exemplifies what I'm trying to say. So this quote says, "Every interaction online carries an ambiguous message behind it. To a different degree, texting and emailing do the same thing. Without facial expressions, voice inflection, body language, and all the paralanguage that gives actual meaning to our words and actions. And all this, we know it. Even if we don't consciously think about it, we are completely aware of the ambiguous nature of how we connect through technology. And we do it because it's safe." So that word safe, I don't know, just kind of stuck out to me, because I feel like a lot of what we do over texting and over social media is safe. And the reason people do it is because it's hard to interact face-to-face these days, and it's hard to, I guess, have a proper conversation and to be confident and to be yourself. And so it's just really easy to do things behind a screen and to kind of hide yourself. And that's something that I don't like, I kind of have a problem with. So this quote I found, it actually came from this blogger, and she titled her post, "Stop Hiding Behind Technology and Tell That Person How You Feel." And it could be like romantic feelings, or it could just be like you're angry at someone, or if you're upset, or there's a problem, to face it, to not hide behind the screen, but actually have a face-to-face interaction and conversation. And so I want to share this story with you that kind of happened to me this semester, and it kind of exemplifies what I'm trying to get across. So there's this guy and this girl, which is me. And I met this guy through mutual friends, and he's really awesome and really chill. But he got my number, and we started texting, and I didn't know him super well in person yet, so I didn't know his personality fully. But he started having a conversation with me, and he was super bold and forward and, I don't know, very confident over text message. And I found that attractive. Like, I was glad that he was, I don't know, forward with me, and I could tell easily that he liked me, and I was, I don't know, comfortable to reciprocate back. And so I did. And as this happened, his texting just kept getting more and more, and I was like, okay, well, you know, we should obviously hang out, not just have a texting relationship. And so when we would hang out, it would be fine and it'd be normal, but the thing is, his words over text never really matched up with his actions in person. And that kind of bothered me, because even though I can be more flirty or more forward over text as well, I also like to be the same way in person. So I felt like I was the one doing more of the trying to touch his arm or touch his knee, show him that I cared or was into him. And I was actually the first one to hold his hand, which I was just like, I don't know. I didn't like that too much, but I was just like, why couldn't you have held my hand first? But he just wasn't, I don't know, super reciprocating all the actions that I kind of gave to him. And I brought it up to him one day, and I just told him face to face. I was like, hey, what's up with that? I feel like I like you more, and even though over text you seem to like me more, and things like that. And I don't know, it kind of hit a wall, I guess you could say. And so I just decided, okay, now that I've told him the truth and how I feel, maybe next time we hang out, I can just see if his actions are a little bit different now that he knows kind of my concerns. But surprisingly, nothing changed, and he just went home that day and he texted me all his feelings over text messages and just kept going and going. And I just thought, why couldn't you have just told me this in person when we were together? And nothing really happened. So I just decided, you know what, like, I want someone who can be the same way in person as they are, behind a phone. And so that's kind of where this imaginary image came in mind, and the idea came to me, is that a lot of the times that's what we create. And if you can't be a certain way in person, then you shouldn't be that way over the phone. And so when I was thinking of the situation that I encountered, I was thinking about my texting and my social media. Am I the same way over the phone as I am in person? Am I a real person? And so this is my Instagram and my Facebook. And I laugh because when I got my Facebook profile, I was like, oh, I don't have blonde hair anymore. So technically I don't even look the same in that picture. So I should probably update that to be more real. But I just thought, I don't know, I want to be transparent. I want people to be able to know me as the same person, interacting with them through the phone and through face-to-face conversation. And I laugh because about 4 years ago, my sister, she used to call me obsessed with Instagram. And I guess you could say I had a little problem, because I would post almost every day, and I would strategically plan out like what I wanted to look like, what I wanted to feel like, filters, all these things. And that's a little like crazy, I feel like. And I didn't portray anything, I guess, that I wasn't, but I definitely wasn't real or authentic. And now I would say I post like just whenever I want to, whenever I feel I like to, and I feel like it's very real, and I try not to be super fake or super, filters or things like that. And I got rid of Snapchat for a while for that reason, because I just felt like, man, like it looks like this is my life when it's really not. And I think a lot of times in our generation, we like to hide the truth, and we like to hide how we're really feeling in our emotions, and it's hard to communicate and to talk. And so I just really questioned if I was coming off sincere or not, and I really self-evaluated, especially after that situation I had with that boy. And so this picture is a picture that I found in Red Robin about a month ago. And I laughed looking at it, because I just thought, oh my gosh, this is definitely our generation today. We take selfies all the time. And this is Van Gogh, and it's an old self-portrait of him that he drew. And it's equivalent, I guess you could say, to a selfie back then. But I laughed because someone put a phone in his hand, and it made it seem like he's taking like a mirror selfie. And I just thought it was silly, because I just think this really is what our world has come to. And this is really how we are these days. And it just made me laugh a little bit. And I just thought in my head, I wonder if we could just be real and be ourselves and be upfront with each other always. And that we could always say what's on our mind and say how we feel, and not just always hide behind the phone, behind the conversation. And that's something that I wanted to kind of ask and have you all think about. Is that you may have lots of followers on Facebook, on Snapchat, on Twitter, on Instagram, and that might be your goal, is to continue to get followers, people to see your things, people to see the way that you live or the cute things you post. But do you really have friends in real life? Those actual followers, are they actually friends or people that like you or like being around you? You have a lot of likes or things that people find funny. But are you actually like that in real life? Do people actually like you, or do they find you funny, or do they find you well or fun and good to be around? And then with the selfies, is that we take selfies, we look at ourselves in the mirror, and we like to do all these poses and act, or sometimes think, that we portray ourselves as beautiful and as stylish and as cool. But do we actually feel that way about ourselves? Do we actually feel like we love ourselves and that we are taking our self-worth in? And so I kind of want to pose the question for you all to think about, that is, who is really behind the phone? Is it you, or is it someone that you're trying to be, an imaginary image of yourself? Thank you.